Hey folks, how's it all going? I haven't been uploading for a while due to in-life situations. Basically, I've been working. So what we've got here is a PlayStation World magazine from October of 2007. Ooh, that means it's the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 2, and the PSP. Oh yes, this magazine's quite old. It's 15 years plus now, getting on. Nice cover of Sega Rally for the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 2 and all the Dreamcast ones, which was the better version. And then obviously we go from there. Right. Let's have a look what was happening in October of 2007. To think of it, all these guys up here probably going bald now. But oh well, it's such as life. Let's not bother with the editorial. After all, we don't care. You know, when I used to have Games Master magazine, I didn't read it fully. And I had about 3 or 4 issues before I started reading the mail section. It's nice to see that the mail section for future publishing came at the front rather than at the back. This was the Twitter of its day. Yep. Quite straightforward. On about the PlayStation 3 firmware. Who really cares about that? There is a part of it which I do really want to show you. Now, showing you the preview of Metal Gear Solid, which it might as well be a film rather than a computer game, as the whole lot is just one big cutscene from another. Sacrilege, I actually said that. Call of Duty 4. We can't stress enough how this modern take of the series is impressive. We all know what happened there. Personal favourite is Warzone. The PlayStation 3. The internals. Ooh, look how new and shiny that all was. Now, the thing is with the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 2, and obviously the original PlayStation, I'm not sure about the PlayStation 4, is that it had huge backward capability for various PlayStations, which, you know, it's good if you've got a large collection, but I always preferred playing the newer games rather than the older ones. I mean, don't get me wrong, if I had a PlayStation 3 and Commander & Conquer Red Alert Retaliation, I'd be happy. But the actual PlayStations 3s and the Xbox at the time actually did have Commander & Conquer Red Alert 3, which to my surprise, considering that they seem to have skipped a generation regarding Generals and obviously Red Alert 2. That's the reason why I never got a PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3. I switched to PC gaming at the time. I would say that, 2007, 2008, the computer game industry was going from not the best graphics to the nicer graphics. PlayStation 3 hardware, in my opinion, hasn't really aged too badly. Obviously, some of the games look worse than what they all are. Never played on Killzone. Can't really say I know too much about it. The thing is with the PlayStation 3, with its cell processor and all that shenanigans, it was essentially trying to be too much. I remember a friend of mine had one, and it had more ports than a small PC. I mean, why would you need an SD card reader for a games console? You're not going to be doing any work with it. And let's have a look here. Lost the game. Remember the TV series well. Oceanic Flight 814, I believe it was. Again, the PlayStation 3, it was a little bit too much for what it was. Obviously, at the same time, the Wii was coming out. Or was it out by then? I'm not sure about that one. Yep. Look at all the characters in Lost. Sawyer, Shannon, Ana Lucia, Hugo, Charlie, Sawyer. Actually, the guy who plays Charlie, he was in a TV series here in England called Hetty Wainthropp's Investigate. And when I first started watching Lost, I went, hang on, I know that guy from somewhere. Wasn't he the kid? And I was like, yeah, it didn't really appeal to me afterwards. I was quite a big fan of Lost when I was younger. Problem is that it just went a bit too far-fetched. Unreal Tournament 3, showing its age. This is blimey. Anybody wondering where I keep getting these magazines from? It's basically what it is I used to collect them years ago because I used to just like reading more than anything. Never used to play on any of the games, sadly. But yeah, I've actually got more reviews of stuff coming through, including probably about a 12-year-old iPod with its with an external speaker. Ah yes, the PlayStation Portable. I was more of a fan of the Vita, to be honest, although some of the modding community has managed to really do well with the modding community regarding the PlayStation Vita and the PlayStation Portable, of course. Trying to see if I can... Oh, Uncharted, Drake's Fortune. Not sure if this is which number of the Uncharted franchise this is. I have heard good things about the Uncharted series, and I hear that the PlayStation Portable Vita is a good port of the game as well. Again, something to do on a cold March day. A bit like today, because it's absolutely freezing outside. I've never been into skateboarding games. I don't know why. It's just I'd rather be doing sport rather than playing and watching it, to be honest. Let's see if I can get through to... Ah, yes. Grand Theft Auto. Now, I wonder when Grand Theft Auto 6 will be released. The shocking thing is that you've got Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto 4. That's it. From 2007. Okay. Excluding all the other minor updates, etc, etc, etc. The game was so realistic at the time. It was like a huge online world. The world was almost like real. I wonder what Grand Theft Auto 6 will be like. I hope it brings back its 80s music list. I'm showing my age there, everybody. Right, let's see if we can get through. Ah, Team Fortress. Cool. I actually quite like Team Fortress. I've got a Mac. Boo. For gaming. Team Fortress was one of the games I could actually play on it. It's all right. I mean, it is what it is. People who plays PC gaming, that sort of thing, probably going, no. You can't play on Team Fortress. It's no good. It's this and that. But it's whatever you enjoy playing on. The reviews of Sega Rally. That's great. Let's see. Ah, yes. Game of the month in October 2007. You know, years and years ago when it first came out on the Sega Saturn, I was reading a review about the original Sega Rally, and it said that it was the cream of the Saturn crop. The Dreamcast version, Sega Rally 2, it looked absolutely incredible. I think it still does, personally speaking. I wish they'd bring back out a miniature Dreamcast. That would be so awesome, just to play Sega Rally. Although I wasn't really much for the VUMs on the Dreamcast, but let's not go there. I remember all this well. I had a friend who I used to do martial arts with years ago, and he basically picked up a Dreamcast with like 5 games for like £120. This was going back in the late 90s. Again, it is what it is. I mean, it's a shame that Sega got out of the hardware portion of video gaming, but that's my opinion. But I guess it wasn't big enough for 4 large hardware producers, bearing in mind that Nintendo was doing its own thing. Right. I think this basically covers everything. I think it's got a few more PlayStation games. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 08. I actually play golf. I had to cover that other part up because it's got some unscrupulous ads for services, which shall not talk about. Wipeout Pulse. Now, I've always been a fan of the F-Zero type games and obviously Wipeout, that sort of situation. I have heard good things about the PlayStation and, well, PlayStation Portable and PlayStation Vita. I mean, Wipeout for me was like the most futuristic thing I've ever played on when I started playing it on the original PlayStation 1 many years ago. But again, something you can get into quite cheaply these days, considering that the software is a lot cheaper than what it was. Let's roll on. Stuntman Ignition. Is this one of these games where you just drive round smashing random things up? Sounds good. You know, people are probably watching this thinking, 2007? I wasn't even born then. 2008. Obviously, the games was coming out at the end of the year. NFL 08. Blimey, 2007, 2008. Feels like it was yesterday, but it's actually like 15, 16 years ago. How did that even happen? Yeah, it's called time. Ooh, time. Right. Ah, yes. An iPod. Oh, I've got one. Basically, I've got these... I listen to like 10 hours of rain at night time, and I've got my iPod Touch, which I've had for years, and I've purchased out of Cash Converters £15 an iPod Nano with its own speaker. Now, some people go, oh, why don't you just buy a HomePod from Apple? Yeah, because I don't want to be listening in on my conversations. And besides, it doesn't cost you that much to obviously download the music, download the MP3 files. Yes, I'll get 35 free music downloads. I wonder if these companies are still going on. We'll see. Yes, the PlayStation 2 with Gran Turismo 4. My goodness, it has shown its age here. Thanks for watching, folks. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded last. Hope you enjoyed this little babble. But I've got a review of my iPod Nano and speakers. And I've also got a few other things that I've come across which I can upload and talk about. Okay, folks. See you soon. Thank you.